be in the frame?
No.
It's like in the whole frame the entire time.
Oh.
Wait, you...
We didn't know.
It was there.
That's fine.
That's alright. That's alright.
That's fine. It's fun. It's COVID time.
I guess I'll restart this.
Sponsored by Kingz.
What's up, guys? Young Kingz podcast. Happy Sunday. And today is going to be a little quick episode of Hot Take Thursday.
Okay.
That makes sense. That was a hot take.
Alright.
Let's start it off already. But we hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, leave a like. If you don't like it, still leave a like. If you don't like us, subscribe. If you like us, subscribe. But let's just get it rolling.
Sounds good.
Let us know what you guys think about these hot takes after, too. Put it in the comments, because we're pretty interested.
Mine is in terms of fantasy
Okay.
and the NFL, and you can kind of bounce off of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I said Jared Goff is going to finish the year as a top 5 quarterback,
Top 5.
and the Rams are going to win the division.
That's hot. That's hot. I'll be honest, that's hot.
Hey, pretty interesting. I mean, like 2 years ago, they were in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
That's just one argument.
The Rams were in the Super Bowl.
The Rams were in the Super Bowl.
Jared Goff kind of,
Hey, but in
in
terms of Jared Goff, all right, last year he was tied for the number 1 in the league with Jameis Winston for passing attempts with 626.
Jameis Winston. He was also number 1 in something else, though.
He was number 1 in interceptions, but Jared Goff, basically was at the top of the league in pass attempts. He also ranked top 5 in the NFL for completions per game.
Okay.
And, he threw 8 less touchdowns than his career average as a starter.
He's probably the 4th best fantasy quarterback just in his division.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So let's say he's going to be the 5th in the league,
I think he could be top 5 overall just based on volume. 626 pass attempts. I don't expect that to come down a lot. But in terms of positive regression, in averaging, I think in his career starts, other than this year, he averaged 30 touchdowns in his other 2 or 3 starting years. And last year he had 22. So I think in terms of positive regression, he should have at least 25 to 27, and I think he could easily exceed 30. His previous year, he had 32 touchdowns.
We got these stats lined up.
And 28 touchdowns the year before that. So I just feel like... And in 2018, 2019, wasn't he a top 5 quarterback? That's why I think he could easily get back to it. Plus, I think they also find their way, in the second half of the season with the 2 tight end sets. And now that they don't have Brandon Cooks and Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, Tyler Higbee, Gerald Everett, I feel like they're starting to figure out that offense a little more.
Who do you have as the top 4?
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. He's not in my top 5 rankings. But I think he could finish the team. So the top 2, obviously Lamar and Patrick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dak, I still think is going to be in the top 5.
Interesting.
The other 2 I have ranked in the top 5 are Kyler and Deshaun. But I think Goff could easily have a better year. Not easily, but have a better year than Deshaun and Kyler.
I'll just jump into mine then. I'm going to stick to the same division, and I'm going to say the Arizona Cardinals are going to win the division. And it might, they got the San Francisco 49ers. That's a beast. The Seattle Seahawks, they're just monsters. I don't know about beast, and
just monsters.
The Rams, with the top 5 quarterback, Jared Goff. But I think all those games in that division, it's always close. Even the Niners games that they lost, I think they only lost by 10 points in one and 3 in another or something. It's a pretty close game.
It's closer than you think it is.
And now they got DeAndre Hopkins, and I think another year in the offense should benefit Murray, the receivers, Kenyon Drake. Their defense is not bad still. They got pieces at least. And they got a good linebacker, Justin Simmons, now too, which I'm excited for. But
his name's Justin.
I think Isaiah.
Isaiah Simmons. Who's Justin Simmons?
Yeah, I was going to say.
The Broncos safety.
He's pretty good too, though.
How do you feel about Hopkins in that offense?
I don't know if it's going to work, but I got to think, if Hopkins was able to just do the numbers he was doing with quarterbacks like Tom Savage, even in a new offense, he's going to find his way. Larry Fitzgerald did pretty good in that offense still.
Mm-hmm.
And DeAndre Hopkins is pretty similar to Larry Fitzgerald in terms of like skill set.
Yeah, not really separation.
Yeah, but good routes, good hands,
Gotcha.
move the sticks.
I think they figured their offense out for sure.
I think they do and they
Defense?
don't. We've seen games where they just kind of just wet the bed.
But I mean, with Hopkins, you know, Kirk is coming off injury, so I feel like having those 3 receivers back will be good.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Yeah, I was wondering, why do you think the Cardinals and Rams are going to win the division?
I don't think the Rams will. Do you think the Rams are going to win it with
I
Goff? Interesting. I think the Cardinals, like I said, I think they're going to get better, and they get. Not to say that other teams won't get better as well, but I think they showed a lot of promise for such a young team against these like the Niners, the Seahawks. I don't know if I don't even think the Rams are going to do that good, and obviously you might disagree, but I think the Rams will be a pretty big bust this year.
I think it's my hot take that the Rams are going to be good.
I can't picture
But,
Jared
like,
Goff getting better.
How are they going to
A lot better
the
at
Se-
least.
how are they going to beat the 49ers and the Seahawks?
I mean,
I think they got worse since last year.
Right.
Their
I think
defense got worse, right?
The Rams?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they lost
Cooks, right?
they lost Cooks, they lost their
They
DC.
lost Gurley.
Cooks
We
didn't
don't
play most of
They don't
last
have
year.
Gurley anymore. Even if
Yeah.
Gurley wasn't that good,
Yeah.
Gurley's still a big focal point for that offense.
That's fair. But I think in terms of last year, it seemed like they were. I just think like towards the end of the year they figured their offense out, and I feel like from
That's tough.
2018, 2019, and then the end of like 2019, 2020, I don't know, because they also led the league in like routes run for running backs
That's
too.
one of my issues with the Rams, though. They always
No, but,
figure it
like-
out a little late.
And, like, how are they going to win, though?
I don't know, man.
They would have been the 7th seed if they had 7 playoff spots.
Mhm.
But the 49ers were the one or the 2.
Because they were 13-3. The Rams were 9-7.
Yeah.
What were the
Seahawks? They made the
11 and
playoffs.
5.
They would have been the one
The
if they
one,
beat
yeah,
the Seahawks.
yeah.
Or if they
Yeah.
beat the 49ers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still think there's a lot of hope for that offense. The defense, I mean, they still have Jalen, they still got Aaron Donald, you know? Like, they have good pieces. I don't know if it's, like, a really good collective defense, but...
Well, I think just 49ers and the Seahawks are making it.
Mm-hmm.
The Saints and the Bucks are probably going to both make it,
Mm-hmm.
which leaves 3 spots, and there's still 2 division winners. So they're going to have to be better. Some good teams. Like Green Bay, I don't know if they're going to make it. They were like 8-1 in 1-score games last year.
Not a
Yeah.
huge
So either them or the Vikings are probably going to make it.
Uh-huh.
And then...
Unless you think like the Bears or the Lions.
I don't know about that.
That should have been my hot take.
Yeah.
Mitch Trubisky,
Oh,
top
no
5.
way. Get out of here. I wouldn't even want you on this table if you said that. Mitch Trubisky's not even a top 5 quarterback on his team. They maybe got 3 guys on the roster.
I don't think any team is going to top 11 win or get below 6.
Really?
I think like
You don't think
the
Jacksonville...
Ravens,
You don't
they're
think-
projected for some
you don't-
people to go like
the
19-0,
Redskins?
and you don't think like
I
they
think
could
it's
go
mostly
11.
because of COVID. I
Interesting.
think teams are going to obviously get it,
Mm-hmm.
and so they're going to lose key players, which will create more parity in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And also because, like, rookies, I don't think they're going to be able to contribute much this year.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, free agent signings and, like, traded players.
Mm-hmm.
That's
There's no off season for them to practice.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I think it'll take just a long time.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
So, like, the bad teams, they're still going to be bad, but because the good teams won't
They're
be
gonna look
as
better
good.
than they are.
Yeah.
It's all relative, and all their players, players are getting sick on every team. If the best player on the football team is the wide receiver,
Yeah.
Terry McLaurin, right, and he gets sick, like that's
But I mean, like,
they're gonna look,
but the bad teams already have bad players. So if the good teams lose good players, then they'll be worse.
I get that.
The bad teams will just stay bad.
Yeah.
I guess
That's tough.
I still feel like it might not look that
Like-
different
like,
though.
it just in my
If
head, like,
Washington loses a good player, how much worse are they going to be versus if, like, the Ravens lose?
But I
a
feel like that's
lineman?
relative, Like, let's say the Ravens lose. Who's their best guy? Hollywood.
Offense is
say they like
maybe
lose Lamar.
Well, not
besides
Lamar. I feel like
Probably-
that's a huge like you lose
Probably one of their.
probably
gotta be
Ronnie
the-
Stanley.
Ronnie Stan. Okay, that's a
their
big
line.
loss
Yeah. But see, the Redskins, like, they don't even have a guy like that to lose.
anymore. But yeah, but if they lose their best offensive player, I get
I
they
think
might
it's just like the gap
still look
between
bad.
starters and second string is smaller on the bad teams.
But like, let's say the Ravens were gonna beat them 40-0, you know, like they were just gonna smack them around if they played with full rosters. They both lose a good player, and even if they only win like 35-0, I don't think it looks any different to me.
I didn't really mean like if those teams play each other every week, kind.
Right.
It's more like say the Lions play like the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Falcons probably have better players, but like if they lose somebody good,
I get that.
it would be really close.
I get that.
That's fair.
And so if that happens,
They're
across
closer
the league,
together. I feel.
Yeah.
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 I don't think you can use the Ravens. Really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Ravens to Washington.
But if
is
they
different.
lose Lamar,
So it's more the middle tier
I think
than like
as
the
in-
top end and the bottom end.
Well, last
Or I
year
guess
was
it's
a
just how
huge
close the gap is, right? Like if the Ravens to like
Well, I think I see what you mean.
A
As in,
decent
like,
team.
what's a middle like?
let's say
tier?
like Ravens to even like Cowboys or something, and the Ravens lose key players. Dallas has a chance.
Cowboys
Yeah.
could easily win that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that a little.
And then say if another Cowboys lose a player, and then a team a little lower than them, like I don't know, the Eagles or something like that. Like
I think David Johnson is going to lead the league in rushing, as well as maybe be the number one fantasy back as well. That's saying against McCaffrey, Barkley, and Kamara. And I say that because Carlos Hyde did pretty darn good on the Texans, and now David Johnson's there. And I gotta believe David Johnson is like worlds of talent better than Carlos Hyde at this point.
I think it's tough for me to say it's a hot take because I have him ranked pretty high.
Well, never mind, bitch. Bye bye.
In terms of ADP, like I feel like he's going way behind everyone. But I think he could easily finish in the top 5.
Okay.
So I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that.
I mean, it's not.
I think no hot take is out of
Yeah.
the realm,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like
It's a pretty hot take, though.
like I could still say Mitch Trubisky will be the best quarter. He'll be the MVP this year, and it's not out of the realm.
Like, what are the odds, like percentage-wise? Like, the number 1 fantasy player or the number 1 running back in the NFL, like, repeats as the number 1? It's not that
It's
high.
like almost zero.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like...
But they're probably still like top 10.
Mhm.
Whereas like Dave Johnson, he must
way
rank
out.
like, is he even in the top 20?
In terms of performance last year, no. But in terms of rankings right now, he's probably close to the 15 range, I'd say.
I don't know if like that system would allow him to though. Like I don't know if they're gonna run it enough.
That's fair. And they don't necessarily pass to the running back.
Yeah. So I think they're building a vertical offense.
Yeah, but I think that leaves a lot of room for him, no?
He could, but like I don't know, to lead the league in rushing, you need more than just a little bit of room.
I don't know about leading the league in rushing, but I
That's
think
my
he
thing.
could finish as the number 1 running back.
I mean, it's possible.
Uh-huh.
I think he would need a lot of catches, like close to 100.
I think he's gonna get a good shot at that though. Without DeAndre Hopkins there, he might very well be their best receiver now.
Yeah, he could be.
Like, that team has, like, a lot of vacated targets.
I think he's lost it though.
He might have lost it. That's why I feel like it's kind of hot because like there's a good chance he just doesn't have it anymore. And he was kind of like a 1-2 year
He got
wonder.
beat out by Kenyon Drake
Yeah.
and Chase Edmonds.
I like that guy, Kenyon Drake, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like... I don't know about rushing yards, because that team would have... I don't know if that team's going to run, like, that much.
I think if you want to keep Deshaun Watson off the turf, though.
Yeah, I agree with that argument though.
Yeah.
Especially with this offseason too. Like you're gonna want to run.
Yeah.
So why don't you start us off with the hot take you got for the NBA?
Yeah. You might call me a homer.
Sounds like a Celtics kind of
It
thing
is.
right now.
Tatum's the Finals MVP.
Wow.
I don't disagree.
Wow.
Interesting.
I think if you look at the way the playoffs are set up right now, it makes a lot of sense.
I guess this isn't that hot then. But I just figured just the Celtics or the Bucks are going to make it out of the East. I don't think the 76ers have enough shooters to hang. The Raptors don't have a star.
Well, the 76ers don't even have Ben Simmons anymore, right?
He's out.
Yeah.
I don't consider the 76ers a threat to anyone, honestly. Not without Ben Simmons.
I thought about adding the Heat in that conversation, but I don't know if they can get out of the East.
I don't mind with the Heat, though. My hot take for the Miami Heat. You know, I believe they're going to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. And I don't think that's that hot.
Yeah, I could see that.
What?
I agree with that take as well.
So you think it's going to be like a Miami-Boston series?
So I could honestly see Celtics Heat. My Western Conference one is that OKC will make it to the Western Conference Finals.
That's the same thing I have.
Oh, really? The reason I have OKC going is because, well, they played the Houston Rockets in the first round, and they're expected to not have Russell Westbrook for a few games.
That's what, that changes a lot for them.
I was looking at some of their stats, and they ranked 7th in the NBA in defensive rating.
That's what I mean. Like, PJ Tucker is your center on Houston, and Steven Adams is a solid center.
Yeah.
You know?
They also rank top 10 in the league in bench scoring, too, between Dennis Schroeder, and the guys they have. And they got Allen. What's his name? Robinson?
Andre.
They got Andre Robinson back. Roberson. Yeah, my fault.
That guy ain't got it, though. I ain't scared of Andre Roberson coming off the bench. I ain't looking like, whoa, he's checking in right now.
Yeah. So I just feel like, in terms of their talent, it's not there, really. Like, they're not a super talented team. But the way they play is, like, pretty awesome,
Yeah, Chris Paul, man, he really righted the ship with that.
Yeah, and in terms of the Lakers, like, they just beat the Lakers by 19 points, And the Lakers go OKC, man. I like their team. I don't like Chris Paul. Guy's washed.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Nah, just kidding.
You might have to wear this, man. Washed, he said.
He's good. He's been proving me wrong this whole season, but yeah, I think they have a shot. Depends who comes out of that other side of the Western Conference, But like I could see them.
So what's the bracket though? Do they have to play the Lakers most likely?
So they'll probably end up playing the Lakers in the second round. That's what I think.
That's gonna be a problem.
And I think the other side is gonna be Clippers. Nuggets. So I don't know if they'll beat the Clippers because the Clippers also rank like
obviously
top
the
3 in
Lakers
defense,
though have an unbelievable amount of talent, but they don't play that well as a team. Like honestly, if you're relying now on Dion Waiters and J.R. Smith to carry your bench load, that's pretty hot and cold.
So I think that's why like OKC beat them recently. Like didn't they shoot like just under 40% from the field in that game? Like I feel like that could pretty fairly happen. Yeah. What do you think about that? I guess we're on the same page.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of hot takes, like that's definitely one that could happen.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I can see it. Yeah. Chance the Rapper's the big day is the worst album of my life so far. And it was just because like Chance was coming off Coloring Book. He had released like a lot of good singles before too.
He did.
And like he was just building a lot of hype. And he had never really put out any bad projects.
Right.
So I was really looking forward to the big day. But like across the whole album, it was just bad song after bad song.
I'd agree.
Like the beats and the bars are all pretty weak. Even like the good songs, I think we said.
Yeah, like Hot Shower.
And Hot Shower, like
even Eternal, they don't add up to like his best songs from other albums.
I like you put those songs on Coloring Book or Acid Rap.
You don't listen to them. You might not listen.
They just blend in.
Yeah.
Whereas like on Good or Big Day, like they stood out because the rest of the album was so bad. The
parody was bigger. Yeah, for sure.
Lil Dicky is a top 5 lyricist in the rap game.
You were. Without a doubt.
Listen here. I just got some bars. Take a listen. So he says, so prepare for my libido. It's really fucking scary. Action Bronson in a Speedo. It's really fucking scary. Magic Johnson near mosquitoes. Alright, unamused. Very unamused.
Bars?
Okay.
I mean, the thing is, like, obviously his style is, like, comedic. He'll never take it serious, but that's the issue. I can never put him as a top 5. until I see him actually.
Well, I'm
rap
not saying top
serious.
5 rap.
Lyricist. No, lyricist in general. I've never seen him.
I don't.
Like, I feel like to be that funny, you have to be like super intelligent and creative.
I don't even know what to say to that.
No.
I'm kind of vexed by the
There's no
trash.
argument to be made on our side.
Like, I feel like you have your mind made up. Like, this dude is lyrically top 5
You
talent.
keep telling us his bars though.
He says, I'm kind of vexed by the trash like I'm cleaning a mess. Cause they is real when they rap. As
Tell
if
me
she
who's
is
the
a
other
pet.
4 then. Tell me who's the other 4 you have in this top 5
I have
thing.
no idea. Probably like really good rappers.
Because, like, lyrically, like, Kendrick, right?
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Right.
Like good people.
Right now, you're saying. In the game right now.
Right now.
There's no way.
There's no way. There's no way. J. Cole is better than
I
him.
can't even.
Joey Badass is better than him. JID is better than him.
Oh yeah, sure. I like JID.
Like A$AP Rocky is better.
A$AP
than him.
Rocky lyrically.
I don't
He's not
know.
even that good. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe as a rapper. I'll take all those guys as rappers.
as a lyricist.
Lyricist.
Like, this guy writes bars. His freestyles, bars.
I think he is entertaining you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's
But
entertaining.
as
I
a
think
lyricist,
if you really think though, you say you have to be like super intelligent, super funny, all that, super creative, and to a degree, yes, but like it's so much easier to write meaningless bars. Like they carry no weight
See, but
than
that's...
it is to write bars that mean something.
See, I don't know if they're meaningless, though. Because I feel like... I think meaningless in terms of, like they don't have, like, really strong message. But I feel like...
That's what I mean.
It's
though,
hard to do what he does is all based off, like, personal experience. Like, how other rappers write about their personal experiences. Just because other rappers' personal experience is deeper than others. I feel like... You know, like, Lil Dicky, like, he's just some random Jewish kid. Like, he's lived a good life, you know? And I feel like to take that and turn it into, like, this comedic rap.
I guess for the sake of what we're calling hot takes, you definitely might have won.
that may be one of the hottest takes I've ever.
Like
heard.
I promise you, you're gonna be like on fire once I edit this video.
That's fair. He's got bars.
On top 5
Sound like-
lyricists.
sound
Did you
like-
say today or all time?
No, today.
I don't think he is today though.
Okay, I think, like, with how, like, smart he is and, like, vocab-wise, like, his word choice, I think if he wanted to write something like a Kendrick or something, he definitely could.
Whoa.
I don't know if he could.
Whoa.
Time out. He has to show us that he can do it. Is the thing. He's never done
I'm
it.
sure a lot of people think they could do it.
Logic thinks he's doing it all the time.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not like Kendrick. That was hotter. That was hotter take than
But
what
I don't
I've
think he
said.
could do it any better than any 5 that I said.
Okay, besides like Kendrick and J. Cole, like what makes you think like he's like who are the other lyricists you think are like that good?
You say that good. They might not be as good as those 2.
Okay, yeah. Get those 2 out of it. You know,
But like
3 more.
I would put IDK in there.
I would put IDK.
JD.
What do they
He's a
rap
monster.
about though? You know, like.
Not about mosquitoes at Magic Johnson.
Yeah. Like, what do they rap about?
They talk about their upbringing as well, their hardships, whatever.
Yeah,
And I get maybe Lil Dicky hasn't experienced that, so he can't rap about it.
right.
But like, those bars are more meaningful to people
Yeah, I think meaning has to be in the bar.
in order for it to be like a strong lyrical rapper,
You can make like a lot of stupid bars.
Uh-huh.
and it'd be
And, like,
funny, and
yeah.
you'd be like, "Wow, that's so creative."
But I feel like in terms of like rapping about their life and like stuff like that, I feel like his life is just different. You can't like disregard it. Like, I guess I don't have much more to say. I feel like I'm trying to change your mind, but
yeah, we
I
gotta.
feel like just because someone else's life is like deeper or more meaningful or they faced more, like that doesn't mean like
I don't think
their
we're
lyrics
saying
are
like
like
he.
better than that.
It's
you
his
know?
fault, you know. Like, but at the end of the day, to be a good lyricist,
Mhm.
find meaning in something. I don't think he's found meaning yet in any. Like, you can't tell me his life. There's nothing he could actually rap about that has meaning, that can resonate with more than just him.
See, I don't know if that's true.
You think his life has been that vanilla?
I think he has rapped about things that like have meaning or like people can relate to. Like his song like Save That Money. Like that's relatable to a lot of people.
Okay, but that's still
Or
just
the
like,
song like
It's like a radio hit.
Like that song Pregame or whatever.
So,
Like, a lot of people can relate to that.
well, okay, let's take those then. Those ones that
Mm-hmm.
can relate to people. And the lyrics in that, to me, just aren't at par. If those are his most meaningful songs that can actually...
But in
resonate.
terms of, like, meaning, like, how much can you actually relate to, like, something that IDK says?
You maybe can't, like us personally, but, like, there's...
So that's what I'm saying.
It has
Like,
more weight, like what he's saying, though.
I think it has more weight because of what he's saying, but I don't think that makes him a better lyricist. And if it's in terms of, like, relating or, like, having meaning,
No,
that's
I
all,
think
like,
it does.
subjective.
It does.
No?
If you think about, I'll say, like, a book.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing is just words, but if it's, like, a stupid story,
Mm.
and, like, you might be able to relate to it, but, like, doesn't make it a good book.
But you think that means it has no meaning?
I mean, if it's not a good book,
I think you
it
also
has
have to, like,
meaning,
take
but-
out, like, if you have any just, like, personal liking bias and you're just looking at it, you know, like, lyric versus lyric, I feel like you just like Lil Dicky a lot. Because I like Lil Dicky too, but I'm, like, looking at it from afar, like, if I was just random fan who heard both, like, a random song
No,
from
it's
him
definitely a
and
hot take.
someone else.
Like, I think people definitely like other people's music better. But I'm saying in terms of, like, lyrics.
I think we're saying the same though, like, in terms of
But then
lyrics.
if you change it into, like, meaning, like, other rappers have better meaning, and that means they have better lyrics, I disagree. Because I feel like there's a lot of people who can rap about something super deep and meaningful and have it not be that good.
Oh yeah, obviously, yeah, they could say something really deep. There's probably rappers out there all the time
Yeah.
that talk about
So
deep
just
stuff.
because Lil Dicky, like, raps about fun stuff, I feel like that doesn't take away from the fact that, like, his lyrics are really good. And it's not like his songs don't have, like, some sort
I'm
of
not
meaning.
saying he might not be a good lyricist, but to be top 5, it takes more than just, you know, good lyrics.
Yeah, because
The lyrics have to mean something too.
a lot of, like, random guys.
The lyrics
who can
itself have
spit,
to mean
like,
something.
stupid bars.
Uh-huh. Well, what do you mean by mean something?
Well, when you look at
What, like, just that passage you spit to us, what did that mean?
It means...
Nothing.
That's fair.
I'll use
Yeah.
Kanye West as an example because he doesn't really
Okay.
have, like, a lot of bars now.
Yeah.
But what he raps about sometimes, like his album Ye, that song Violent Crimes, there's not really a lot of bars in it. But he's rapping about his daughter and, like, he doesn't want her to grow up looking like Kim Kardashian because he doesn't want, like, guys looking at her.
Right.
And so, like, that has meaning.
Do you think that makes him a better lyricist? Like you said, like, it doesn't have bars. So I feel like, in terms of that, you know...
I think people generally take the lesser bar with a lot more meaning, and that'll make it a better lyric.
The lyrics need to carry weight for them to be good lyrics.
See, I just think, like what weight does, like rappers talking about killing and drugs, like, have on us?
But the rappers were saying that's not really their...
So, like IDK. Okay, you know, like, what does he sing about?
Well, him in general, I think he just spits better.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair. Well, like, what does he rap about, though?
He talks about... It's kind of like how his upbringing has shaped the way he is now.
Right. But how is that any different from, like, what Lil Dicky does? It's just a different substance.
I get that. But, like,
Well, I don't think Lil Dicky's bars are good. I think
they're fun.
funny.
They're definitely funny.
sometimes.
Uh-huh.
I think he's kind of a corny rapper, though.
He is corny.
Which is
Like-
like Logic. Logic has,
Like,
like,
if
bars.
Logic
I don't
is
know if
corny,
this is
yeah.
a good example, but even if you look at movies, like, you take the funniest movie out there, I'll just say, like, an Anchorman.
Okay.
And obviously the script is good in order for it to be funny.
Right.
But it's not on par with something like The Godfather.
I think if you break it down to something, like an individual thing, it can be, though. Like, if you're looking at one thing. So, like, looking at a lyric, I feel like...
That's tough.
That is tough.
That's really tough to say with that.
See, but, like, you can't... Because I'm not comparing, like, Lil Dicky's music to another person's music. Because I don't think his music is as good as, like, say, IDK or JID. But I think in terms of the lyrics, like, what he writes...
No. I think if you write... If you think of it like a poem,
Uh-huh.
and you write about the same thing, but one sounds stupid, but it's like funnier. Does it? Like,
but I feel like no one raps the same things as he does. So I feel like that's a weird. So it's like, say you have two poems. One of them's funny and one of them's deep. You know, that doesn't take away, like, they could still, like, be really good poems, but one of them's just funny or deep.
the deep one will always be better.
In terms of music, I'll agree.
No, in terms of the poem.
I feel like it takes more out of you to, like, dig that deep emotionally to write something that emotionally, like, strong. Like, it takes more skill to write something emotional than it does to write something funny.
Okay,
It's like,
sure, that makes sense.
I think Lil Dicky is just a little too corny for his like lyrics to mean anything. Like there needs to be a balance. There's also guys like Killer Mike, who's part of Run the Jewels. He's like a super big social activist, and he raps like he has bars that like mean a lot, but his music's not very like big. And like Lil Dicky is like on the opposite end of that.
Yeah.
Where his music is kind of big,
Uh-huh.
but he doesn't really rap about anything.
That's fair. I mean, I wouldn't... It's hard because I think, in my head, I'm separating lyrics and meaning. Like, I don't think his music is that meaningful. Like, I'm not going to say his music is anywhere as close as meaningful as, like, Kendrick or, like, J. Cole or anything like that.
But the reason it's not meaningful is because of the lyrics, though.
Yeah.
You could have a fun beat and talk about a serious topic. And it really depends on your lyrics, I think. It takes talent to still make songs that are creative, make people laugh, and all that. And can still, they still do stuff for, like, if I listen to a Lil Dicky song, I'm sure my mood will be a little lifted. And there's definitely meaning to that, but, like, I don't know if it's as much meaning and the lyrics do as much, you know, versus a Kendrick song or something, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you could use... This is kind of a far-out comparison, but like Bob Marley. His lyrics themselves, they're not super creative, but they have like a lot of meaning. So he's like one of the best lyricists of all time.
Interesting. I think my argument comes from a place where I separate that, though.
I don't know if you can, though.
I
think
agree.
in a song...
The words need to mean something.
Like, if you write a really good essay, one of them is deep and one of them is funny.
But if the funny one has no meaning, or like you're just making jokes, it's not going to be a good essay.
This is gonna be so stupid. I'll just say it for fun. Like, if you had to give in like one word assignment, one word, and like the word was love. You wrote love. I wrote like ball sack. One's gonna make the teacher laugh like crazy.
Right.
I ain't getting a better grade than love. There's no way. Like, if you just, the word has to mean something, you know?
I think meaning is subjective.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know if
sure.
Even if you
but,
say
like,
that, I don't know if Lil Dicky's lyrics have meaning still.
I think to some people, like, it does. And I think the same way you feel about other rappers having meaning, like, other people like can't relate to that at all.
People find meaning in Lil Dicky's music. I'm sure you wouldn't have a following.
Yeah. But to have enough people who find meaning in his to make him a top 5 lyricist.
That's what I mean.
Today.
He doesn't have enough. Why don't you guys let us know, man? Is Lil Dicky a top 5 lyricist, or do you agree with just maybe what he's saying or what we're saying, or, you know, doesn't have to necessarily agree with the take, but if you want to give your point of view, go for it. I don't think EDM is music. It's just sounds. And that's just like, I know a lot of people like EDM, but at the end of the day, it's just a bunch of sounds.
Do you like EDM?
I like some of it.
Because I get it. Like, the sounds definitely, like, they uplift people. I know it's like a good vibe, so that's fine. If you like EDM, go for it. Like, a waterfall is a sound, and it could definitely uplift my vibe, you know?
Yeah.
And that's basically, it's like multiple waterfalls, multiple rises, one word choruses, you know?
Yeah.
But that's not really what I want to say. I think Little Baby is better than Dubby. I think he's just the best baby in the game. Like Big Baby Tram.
I'm trying to think of more babies.
Yeah, you can talk.
You got any more babies? Yeah.
I kind of agree. I just think Lil Baby's voice is really irritating sometimes.
I think the auto-tune kills it, but at this point it's, you know, his thing.
like if I had to listen to them like just their voice.
Right.
I'd pick the baby.
For sure.
But in terms of like song,
I think
I get the argument.
I definitely think Little Baby either is hits it right on the dot when he does features or his songs,
Yeah.
or he misses completely. But I mean, I could say the same with DaBaby. Like, he's still trying to find his sound too. They're both pretty young in the game. I just think Little Baby's just a better, I guess, rapper, I'll say. I feel like the ceiling might be higher for DaBaby to do more artistically.
Mm-hmm. I think DaBaby's definitely bigger than Lil Baby.
Oh,
This
for
point,
sure,
You know?
for sure.
Yeah.
So my hot take is the City Girls are about to become as famous as DaBaby.
Don't even know who that is.
You know who they are.
Yeah, so like DaBaby got really famous from his club hits,
Yeah.
and like the City Girls have, I think, 2 really big club hits, and they're actually like pretty famous already, but people don't know it.
Mm.
So like Act Up and Twerk, I feel like you might not know the title, but if you
I
heard the
know
song, you would definitely
know
know
which
them.
one is both. Yeah.
Yeah, and they both hit the Billboard Hot 40.
Uh-huh.
I think both got in the 20s, and they also have viral hits.
Club hits help a lot of rappers, man. Really
Yeah.
climb to
So
the
when
top.
do you think?
So I
when
can
you see
I can
this
see it.
happening.
So yeah, I think they released this past album hoping that COVID would die,
Uh-huh.
and then they could play it at the clubs.
Yeah.
So I think it's not going to be until like the clubs reopen.
Got you. Okay.
Because they have like 2 or 3 songs on there that slap.
Okay.
Oh, pussy talk. That shit goes. I didn't think I would like it so much, but I heard it, and like I think it was stuck in my head for a few days.
Like, why don't you guys look that song up on your own? We won't play it right now.
No copyright.
But like, why don't you guys hear those songs too, man? Maybe you like it.
And like
That's
they were
wild.
in Drake's "In My Feelings." They were that part at the end, the 2 bad bitches kissing in the rape. That was them.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Young Miami, she's the JT went to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Young Miami's the other one.
Uh-huh.
Her verse on Perfect is like a TikTok trend. It's like, I think she says like, "I'll never snitch on you, daddy," or something.
Oh!
Yeah, that's her.
I'll never snitch on daddy. I'll
Uh,
hold a break on daddy.
and they're on the Quality Control label, so they already have.
Oh, they're
like,
part of Quality Control?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They're a part of like a lot of big rappers.
Yeah, yeah. That's nuts.
And I think if this is not gonna happen, but they should form a trio with Sweetie, Quavo's
Sweetie.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
She's the one she sings My Type.
Okay.
They should. I always thought
You
they
think they
were
should form a
'cause
trio?
I think that would
Yeah.
match perfectly if I'm you.
Interesting.
Young Miami, she's like Quavo, 'cause she's got hooks.
Yeah.
JT,
It could be like a
she's
female Migos, man.
Yeah, she's like Offset kind of.
Yeah.
And Sweetie is.
So he's kind of got some bars.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
she's a good
like a
flow.
takeoff.
What's the opposite of Migos?
City girl.
Yeah, they could just be.
Chicas.
Yeah.
Hey, Chica.
Would be mad about it.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, and I feel like the girl rappers, they're like getting pretty big.
They are.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They're
I think
definitely
they could.
paving a new
They
way.
could climb. I guess.
All right.
Doja Cat gets like. I think they just need one like mega hit.
Right.
Yeah,
'Cause
they're
they
definitely.
got
gonna
kind of close with like Act Up
Mm.
in like. I think Twerk. I don't know
Twerk's
how
the one with
popular
Cardi
that
B,
was.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like know the
That's
song.
one
Yeah.
provocative video. Don't watch that. That's one provocative
Okay.
video.
Like I think if they released Pussy Talk when the clubs are open, oh, that shit will blow up. 'Cause they
Okay.
have Doja Cat's featuring on it too, so that'll
yeah.
that'll give it a boost.
All right.
But
Damn, bro. I mean, with that label, like,
yeah,
that's cool.
I think they need to make more like appropriate music.
That's
Yeah.
it's similar to Lil Dicky, you know, like there's no meaning behind
They
it.
make some ratchet songs.
Yeah.
I don't know how if everybody can get behind that,
Yeah.
but I mean, if they make their songs, you know,
But
more
that's what
listenable,
sells, you know,
yeah.
sex sells.
Sex sells.
Yeah.
Facts.
Like that's why I think they can get to the baby, just because like I think they're club hits and they're bangers.
Mm.
I hate to say, I'm like a closet City Girls fan,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But I don't know if I just played with the boys.
Yeah.
I think that's what they gotta do. I agree. I think they have enough like influence already. Like if they just drop something now while like the iron's kind of hot. I guess we'll wrap it up with that then. So leave a like, subscribe, and you know, if you guys want to see us talk about anything else, also comment that below. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a good Sunday or Thursday, or I forgot what this Hot Take Thursday.
Hot Take Thursday,
Happy
yeah.
Sunday. Let's go.
Peace.